All right, guys, a lot of detail work in episode 17. Yes, we have, I've kind of went in and looking at a lot of Mineral Junction's newer builds. It's in some of the stuff he's been doing lately. One thing I noticed that I was severely lacking, and I've heard, Mike from RollerCoaster talk about this too, but that was a lot of shading for Wilderness Springs. Like as far as, you know how a lot of times, like in theme parks, you'll see the little planters that are kind of sunken down into the concrete, and then you have these like really cool, big, mature shade trees that kind of go along the paths, and there's little benches, and, offers a lot of shade, and that is one thing that Wilderness Springs was lacking. So after I get this little helicopter, remember I said in the episode 16, I kind of wanted to use this little plateau up here as kind of like a helicopter tour type area that you hike up to, and then the tour takes you up and over all over the park and the surrounding mountains and all that. But so I started on this first, but really the main focus of this, besides the little bit of expansion at the end of the video, is the small detail work, and just trying to look at it as like a just trying to make life more enjoyable for guests that would be here. And one big part of that, I think, would be the shade and the trees, and just getting a lot of that, getting a lot of the foliage and all that done. Experimented with different concrete colors this episode. I think one of the things that I really enjoy, I have enjoyed about this last 4 or 5 days or so of working on this, kind of on and off. I've kind of taken a little bit of a Planet Coaster break because I bought Far Cry 5, and it is just epic. Like if you've never been into the Far Cry series, this one, it's so cool. I mean, you can jump right into it now. I mean, the only one I've ever played is I played Primal a few times, but this Far Cry 5 is the first one that I've actually really sat down and have been playing it these last couple days, and it is really awesome. I was actually even talking to Jonty about this. One of the things that's kind of weird for me about video games nowadays is I guess it's a good thing and a bad thing, but I'm to this point where I almost only look at video games through the eyes of being able to record them. So it's a lot of searching around on Steam and just seeing, like, watching YouTube videos and being like, well, I wonder, I might be able to record that and do the narration. And then, it's a lot of, you look at YouTube videos and see how well the game's doing. If the game's been out a year and you still see people putting videos out and they're doing really well, that's another indication. But, as far as your YouTube ambitions go, a lot of times if you see a certain game that you like, and there's a guy or, some girl out there playing it that maybe has 400,000 or 500,000 subscribers, and they're only getting 15,000, 16,000 views from it, when you're a channel my size, probably something you want to pass on as far as making it a series, on your channel. So Far Cry 5, with me not really having, I was looking into getting an Elgato HD recorder for my PS4, so maybe I could record some of those, but don't have that yet. So it's been kind of cool these last couple days to play Far Cry 5 with no intentions of recording it. So it's like I finally can solely enjoy a video game without that looming, like, oh, I wonder if I should, can this be recorded, or can I make sense long enough? Because, these time lapses and stuff, they're one thing. Like, okay, I record them, and maybe I've got like 4 or 5 videos that are 30 or 40 minutes long. You chop those up down into 3.5, 4 minutes a piece, and then you only have like 15 or 16 minutes to make, to talk over. And if you don't feel like talking over them, you can just insert some music, like if you don't have anything else to say. Well, with doing your like more slower pace. I guess you could do it with Call of Duty pretty cool, kind of like Allie does, but like a Far Cry game when there's a lot of running over open distances, and you know, it's kind of, Rad Brad does a good job at this, but it's hard for me to keep a coherent narrative going when not a lot is going on. Like for instance, with this, I could totally stick to the script and we could talk about every little piece that I'm putting down and what I'm doing next. But with, you know, Far Cry, what I'm saying is, and even like 7 Days to Die or Ark Survival Evolved, there's a lot of dead time, or a lot of time where you don't want to just, it's kind of hard to keep going without the whole video just being like full of silence while you're thinking of what you need to do or running over to this different island. And I think that's what I need to work on a little bit as far as my entertainment level goes, and how I can branch off into other games. Because as far as like on Delady Signer's Discord and a lot of those go, like if you get on there and you're looking up the different YouTube chats and stuff, that is a major problem for a lot of us Planet Coaster players. Not just me, but Delady Signer and Jonty's done a good job about kind of branching out, but Mass Bandit and all these guys, Commando Santa, Ruble Trillions, it's kind of like we're almost in this box now where we are like the only videos that even get minor success is Planet Coaster videos. So it's kind of like we are almost put in a box a little bit. I know one thing that I think helps Mass Bandit is he's been doing a lot of live streams lately, like Civilization live streams, and of course Jonty, you know, branching off to Surviving Mars and the movies and all of that stuff, and his channel is complemented really well a bit off of Planet Coaster. But mine, I mean, you can even see when I do those like when I do those review videos or the trailer videos for upcoming games, or just my level of branching off, I'm not to that point yet. And I really haven't found that game yet that can take, like, can broaden that audience. I mean, I know when I talk about these other games on Twitter and stuff, you guys are like, oh, I'd love to see a video on that. And it hasn't, like a game hasn't really presented itself yet that I think could branch me out enough to bring on more viewers. So right now, I'm just happy with the Planet Coaster. I'm happy with the views and the subscriber count, and you know, all of that is all of my Planet Coaster stuff. You guys receive, I think, really, really well for a channel of my size. And so yeah, hopefully when, you know, other stuff comes out, you know, I know a lot of the games that I play, though, other than Planet Coaster, they would pretty much involve me getting that Elgato record system and recording some gameplay from the PlayStation, which I think could be fun. I think it would entertain you guys, but I'm just still looking for that game. Is Jurassic World Evolution going to be it? No, I don't think so, because it's another one of those things where it's not really based on creativity. I think there's just, like with Jurassic World Evolution, there's only going to be a finite amount of stuff that you can actually do. And I just don't know if my style of YouTubing is catered to that. I mean, I think I'm going to pick it up and maybe record some and just see, you know, if I can have some fun with it. But as far as long term goes, that's not the game. SP Ridley and I were talking about when we were kind of meandering about this Planet Coaster Dreams podcast deal. We're thinking that, you know, I've kind of went with the Planet Coaster stuff so long that my deal may have to wait and come with a Planet Coaster 2 or Planet Safari, or, you know, any of that stuff that's kind of been mumbled about over the last year, which obviously, of course, none of that's even been confirmed or hinted about. But, you know, I think that will, and I think if a Planet Coaster 2 comes out, I will be so better suited now and established with you guys. Because remember when Planet Coaster came out and I actually started recording, I think I had maybe between 80 and 111 subscribers. So now when something new like this comes out from Frontier, even a Planet Safari or a zoo type simulation, I will be so much better rehearsed and just, you know, just the practice that I've put in it and kind of the ins and outs that I know and what looks good and what doesn't look good. It will be just so, I think, easier on me to roll out a new game compared to when I first started with the alpha. And remember my first probably, I don't know, 15 videos, I didn't even speak. I just totally ran music over the videos because I was kind of embarrassed to talk and, you know, didn't know how to keep a coherent flow going. And so that, I think, is going to be a big difference this time once we get one of those new games that I can roll with. It's just I'm so much more seasoned now and comfortable behind the mic and interacting with you guys and all that. So anyways, enough rambling on about that. Yes, this is the park's newest expansion, Frontier Pass. I think this is where the log flume is going to go. And it's almost like, I think you'll see once I get probably in episode 18, once I roll farther back into Frontier Pass, it's going to be more like a wilderness, or not wilderness, like a frontier type of western area almost, you know. And like I said, that's where the log flume's going to go, maybe get a couple more flat rides back in there. And so that is kind of the idea for Frontier Pass. Think of it as like old western mining town. Even thought about at one point maybe doing that Craftsman's Valley in Frontier Pass. Still not totally sold on that yet, but you know, we'll just kind of see how it goes. I'm still having a lot of fun with this park. Took down the, we'll slow down here in a minute and I'll go into the actual, we'll go into the actual real time and I'll kind of show you how everything looks because the construction walls are down on the wing coaster and, I've kind of come up with a little fence for it. And yeah, so like I said, just a lot going on. I'm kind of still entrenched in Far Cry 5. I did mess with the water park a little bit, so I'll get some of that recorded. One of the things that you'll see in the slowdown part, I think I stopped recording before I actually got to this part, but the whole area around the hotel now has concrete. And you'll see in the slower part that everything is really tied. Everything's really tied together now as far as this whole area goes. I think that, like a couple people said, behind the hotel there was too much of an open space. So what I did was I kind of built a little backlot area on the hotel with trash trucks and recycling and dumpsters, trash bins, and all of that stuff back there to just kind of, kind of help with the realism of the resort. So a lot of that back there, and like I said, this concrete really, I think, helped tie in the area really well. And yeah, somebody asked me if I had any regrets about Wilderness Springs. I don't know if I had a regret, maybe around episode 12, 13. I kind of started expanding a little too fast and left some of the detail behind. But you'll notice once I slow down here, I've went back and done a lot of detail, and really happy about that I was able to stop myself, pull back the reins, and get a lot more of the park that I'd kind of started leaving behind in 12, 13, 14. Went back to it. Got the mountains colored on Twin Peak. Got a lot of terrain coloring done. Finished the trees around Shine Run. So really, this park's really coming together. Like I said, don't know how many episodes it'll be. I guess just until we get this full, or till the computer can't handle it anymore. So I'm still rolling with some ideas. Still looking at Pinterest and trying to looking at Dollywood and finding out what I think I can incorporate. So anyways, guys, yeah, let's go ahead. We'll jump on out of here a second. Oh, went with the station for the wing coaster. Went ahead and went with a flat roof, and it doesn't upset me as bad now. Actually, when I get all this done, it's all pretty coherent back here, like with the mad scientist slash mad mechanics. You know, whole little queue and station area. So I think the flat roof over the actual train and the station was the way to go. So anyways, yeah, let's go ahead and we will slow this down a minute and kind of zoom around and show you how Wilderness Springs is as of April 15th. So this is what I've got going on right now. All right, guys, here we are. And one of the first things that I was mentioning as far as mineral goes in the trees, just little stuff like this right here. I mean, see where the you know, obviously the concrete changes over to pink from the path, but these kind of like mature trees right here, they just make this whole little area just look so much better. And you can even see when they're gone, like just see how kind of wide and how just it almost just looks like there's no depth, like there's really no character right there. And then you just you pop these trees in, and you know, you're like, oh yeah, look at the shade, and you know, that is just that is kind of what I was referring to as far as the getting some more trees and stuff like that in here. So, and what else did we do here? Oh yeah, here's the elevator, the helicopter platform up here, which I thought would be pretty cool. The little people could make their way up through here, and then they go in the little building here and sign up, and then yeah, the helicopter takes them over a tour of the whole resort, and I figured it could take them out over the lake and all that would be pretty cool. And yeah, back here the station is coming along. I'm kind of liking how it still got to add some more details to that facade back there, like probably some more piping and all that. But the whole kind of junkyard mad scientist theme, I think it just worked out really cool going with the going with the flat roof back there. So that is kind of still working on it, but went ahead and took the construction walls down. Got this new little fence going. So yeah, still having fun on that. And then of course, I've got the little back, smaller little backstage area with the dumpsters and the trash of the big resort, and kind of got that walled off from guests. Got a bunch of 90s picnic tables and little umbrella tables back here, and some little performance stage. Did some more of the trees and stuff back here on that plaza. And of course, once you make your way back here, this is kind of going to be the new land expansion, Frontier Pass. And so yeah, I will probably this week or maybe later on this evening get started on some facades and stuff back there and figure out kind of where I'm going to set the log flume and all that. So fun times ahead. Remember, Wilderness, the little resort here, does have a pool back here that I started. So you'll have that. Oh, yeah. And see, what I was talking about is see how I pretty much have the resort enclosed by different paths and concrete now. It really just brings that whole, kind of brings the whole area together. May end up getting rid of that little fence right there. So I just think that ended up looking really cool. Still working on Fire Mountain's entrance. Get worked on it a little bit. What else do we got going on here? Still don't know what I'm going to do back here. Of course, we've got the Haunted Mansion facade. And like I said, don't know what I'm going to do back there, if anything, but pretty good bit of real estate back there. We've got Twin Peaks. Like I said, I colored their mountains. Colored the mountain that is over the train station. I think it all just looks better when it's not, now that it's not so green back there. So, yeah, I just thought that was pretty cool. And let's see, have I spruced up anything else? Shine Run has got a fence now. I just kind of went with a regular just a wooden fence to keep people from wandering back through there. And yeah, so that is kind of what we're rolling with right now. Like I said, I have got some more plans. I definitely want to get that Craftsman's Valley type idea going. Need to get the log flume going. And, you know, just little nitpick stuff here and there, like right here where the boat's going by. Need to fence all that off so the guests wouldn't just go falling off into the water. But, you know, it's just really fun work in progress. And I am just still blown away by how much the park has grown, really. I mean, because like I said, I spent so much time just on the little ticket booth right here, where you go grab your tickets, and just the main entrance, and wanting to have the little security tables and the little security tents set up, and then you know, the little front facade. All of this is just so freaking cool how this whole park turned out. And like I said before, from just you know, just from such humble beginnings, and now we've got like this full-on resort going. And so yeah, still having a lot of fun. And so let me know in the comments section down below, like always, what you guys think of the park, and what you think of the layout and how everything's turning out. And of course, your ideas, keep pitching those at me. And if I think I can make it work, I will try to use them. So anyways, guys, yeah, I'm Sdanwolf. Smash that like button if you end up enjoying this video, and subscribe for more Planet Coaster content. And I will catch you in the next video. Thank you. See you guys. Till I roll break. Still a 10 on my left wrist in that soul place.